You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about a former New York Jets linebacker, also a former first-round pick of the Jets, Darron Lee, because he has been officially indicted for first-degree murder of his girlfriend. This was a story when it initially broke, when the murder actually happened, alleged murder. When the murder actually happened, we did a video on this, and now we're doing a follow-up because he has been officially indicted. By the way, the death penalty is on the table for this joker. This guy is a scumbag of epic proportions, folks. Grand jury indicts ex-NFL player for woman's murder in Utewa home? I don't know. In Tennessee, by the way. The case again, he's a former Ohio State Buckeyes college player. The case against the former NFL player Darron Lee is moving forward. A Hamilton County grand jury has indicted Lee on charge of first-degree murder in the death of Gabriella Carvello Perpetio at a home in Ottawa earlier this year. Hamilton County District Attorney Cody Wamp confirmed to our newsroom that prosecutors dismissed a separate charge against Lee of tampering with evidence. Quote, the state dismissed the tampering with evidence charge. We will focus solely on the murder of Gabriella, Wamp said. The indictment is the latest development in a case that has drawn widespread attention since Perpetio's body was discovered inside the Ottawa's home in February. Investigators accused Lee of killing Perpetio inside the Snow Cone Way residence before attempting to conceal what happened. During a preliminary hearing, prosecutors presented evidence that included body cam footage, testimony, and investigators and evidence recovered from electronic devices. By the way, let me point this out. The case includes evidence that Lee had consulted GPT on how to deal with a person who is unresponsive. Lee also asked ChatGPT about the injuries that would be consistent with someone falling in the shower. That was his initial excuse, was that she fell in the shower and was really, really injured. Medical examiner's testimony later detailed multiple injuries during Perpetio's autopsy. Guys, it's an awful list of shit that is on this injury list. It's really jacked up. The murder case has also generated a separate $50 million wrongful death lawsuit filed by Perpetio's family. Court records also revealed allegations of prior domestic violence incidents involving Lee before his arrest in Tennessee. That's right, he had been in trouble before. By the way, we're 4 days removed from me doing the Alaric Jackson Los Angeles Rams video about domestic violence, and I talked about this case during that video, and here we are. This guy's being, by the way, when the Jackson case came up the other day, there have been so many domestic violence charges that like now the media is actually asking the NFL, what are you trying to do to address your epidemic of domestic violence coming from your players? Inquiring minds want to know, Roger Goodell, are you dodging this just like you dodged Clay Travis and Congress? Seriously, what's going on? Darron Lee remains in custody as a criminal case moves forward. An arraignment date on the indictment is expected to be scheduled in the Hamilton County Criminal Courthouse. Darron Lee played 3 years with the Jets, one with the Chiefs, one with the Bills. He last played in 2020. And I guess they had the rookie scale back then. I think he was I'm trying to remember if he was a later round draft pick in the first round. Darron Lee. I'm trying to figure out how much money this guy earned is what I'm really looking for. Okay, here we go. He was the 20th selection in the 2016 draft, signed a fully guaranteed 4-year, $10.22 million contract. The deal had a $5.63 million signing bonus. He also had signed a $990,000 contract with the Raiders as well after the Bills and the Chiefs. Career earnings, I believe, is around somewhere over $10 million all in. I'm not sure where the family believes the $10 million is going to come, the $50 million is going to come from, because he never actually earned more than $10.11 million, it says, is all he ever actually earned. So the family's got a $50 million lawsuit against him, and I'm not sure how he would pay that out. Of course, we know, I'll use O.J. Simpson for an example. There was a lawsuit against him, and the family was awarded all this money, and I don't think he ever paid anywhere close to what was actually owed to the family of, I guess, was it Ron Goldman's family that maybe sued? I don't know if it was Nicole Brown Simpson's family too. I don't think so. I think it was Ron Goldman. I could be wrong. Guys, that's been a very long time ago. I do remember in real time watching the Bronco chase, because they cut in on the finals between the Knicks and the Rockets, actually, come to think of it. If I'm not going crazy, I think it was the Knicks and the Rockets. Nonetheless, we all remember that. And then, of course, the case was very, very public. I would assume this case won't be televised. I mean, we all know the O.J. Simpson case was televised, but look, O.J. Simpson, just from the NFL part, was NFL and Hollywood. He was a gargantuan star. I mean, he had been not only a Hall of Famer, but he was on NBC, part of their NFL coverage, and then he was showing up in commercials and television and movies, The Naked Gun. So it was a much more high-profile case than this has been. So I doubt this will be televised, although with everything being on YouTube, you never know. Cases do get shown live on YouTube, so it's always possible. Again, the NFL got a domestic violence issue. You know, I don't know what they do about this. I don't know. You know, there's a saying about all these players are a little slightly crazy to be able to play the game. You know, is it an issue with performance-enhancing drugs? We know how steroids can do you, you know, as far as anger and rage and that sort of thing. I don't know. Or does the NFL just have a bunch of scumbags? Is it the last one? Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.